We're continuing with the proceedings for today. Our second witness is James Matombi. Good morning, Mr. Matombi, and thank you for attending.
Bonjour, Madame Commission.
Would you like to speak in English or Creole?
Je préfère cause en créole.
Creole, thank you. For the record, please could you state your full names?
Je m'appelle James William Matombe.
And I am aware you've retired, Mr. Matombi, but maybe you can tell us what was your rank and...
Moi, comme j'étais dans la police, moi, je suis un surintendant.
When I left the police force, I had the rank of superintendent.
Sorry, Mr. Matombi, we forgot to administer the oath. I suppose we've done it. So, Mr. Matombi, sorry, please could you take an oath? We need to stand up.
Right hand up,
Got too much.
and repeat after me. I swear
I swear
by Almighty God
by the Almighty God
that the evidence
that the evidence
I shall give to this commission
I shall give to this commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole
the whole
truth,
truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You may take a seat.
Apologies for that because we had started earlier. Mr. Matombi, I'm Judge Sharp Piri. We've met before. I'm the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry. Mr.
My
Ruku.
name is Giwuku.
I am Dora Zab.
And I think you know our Secretary, Samuel Caesar. Thank you. We'll start again. So, for the record, you said you're James William Matombi?
Oui.
Yes, and you were saying when you left the force, you can continue?
Mais on dit on quitte la force, moi je quitte avec un surintendant.
My rank was, when I left the force, my rank was superintendent.
And how long did you serve in the force?
Well, mon fait moi 45 ans, 8 mois dans la force.
I did 45 years, 8 months in the force.
And what roles did you serve in during those 45 years?
Pendant ces 45 ans, si mon petit au commencement entré dans Special Force,
When I first joined the force, I did special force. I was in the special force.
après Special Force, ok, nous avons gagné l'indépendance. Moi, puis on travaille avec Cccl.
When we had the independence, we started working with the Cccl.
Well, ça moment mon travail un bon peu de temps en charge un groupe garde l'exil, ça à moment.
At that time, I spent some time being in charge of a group of force called the Exile Force.
Non,
No.
mon petit basé l'exil
Oh, I was based at Exile
un période de temps.
for a period of time.
En vue ça l'état tu n'as pas soldat et nous comme Special Force nous avons garde résidence président.
There was no army forces at the time, and we were based at guarding as security for the presidency.
Et nous avons fait l'exil, résidence présidentielle après State House.
We did security for the exile, State House.
State House.
and the President,
Oui, que l'office président.
the office of the President.
Ok. Là, on continue dans l'entraînement paramilitaire.
I continued with paramilitary training.
Et la colonne prend sa responsabilité. Moi, tu gagnes sa responsabilité plutôt comme un instructeur à présent.
And then I got the responsibility of an instructor.
Et pour peut-être clarifier un petit morceau, les mots because instructor, moi, je donne l'instruction, le small arm and ammunition.
Just to clarify on the work of the instructor, I gave instructions on firearms,
Small firearm.
small firearms, and ammunitions.
Plus la police est bousée et militaire est transformée, mon temps prima présent en bas, sans moment de temps, SSU.
And then the SSU was formed.
Et à ce moment, on continue avec plusieurs entraînements locaux et internationaux.
I continued with more overseas training and locals, one.
Et internationaux.
And international, local and international training.
Could you tell us where and when you were trained and what was the nature of that training?
C'est pour permettre mon capable d'envie que je écrit à travers mon bon certificat, côté mon training et qui l'entraînement mon fait.
He says if you permit him, he will read from, he has written all the trainings and through his certificates that he has received.
Sure. You can look at your paper.
Et pareil, mon déjà dit, mon petit trainement, et ça y a que les radio training tout.
Like I said before, I trained officers and also in riot training also.
Et tout l'instrument que j'ai servi, le temps qu'il y en a radio.
I did training also on all instruments that were used whenever there were riots.
Sure. Can we talk about his training first, his qualifications and training, what training he did with specific emphasis on explosives?
We cause loban qualification.
Not the training he conducted, but what training he received.
Qui on recevoir et spécifiquement pour faire avec l'explosif.
Training qui est un peu explosif, on a train counter measure incident explosive.
He was trained in counter incident explosive.
Louisiana Baton Rouge, USA.
Louisiana, Baton Rouge, in the USA.
Yes, anything else?
Il y en a encore, moi, je traîne encore localement avec gendarmerie.
I did other local training with gendarmerie
Sorti la Réunion,
from Reunion Island,
l'équipe FASOL,
l'équipe FASOL,
FASOL, F-A-Z-O-L,
l'équipe FASOL, FAZOL,
NEDEX, NEDEX, Exa l'équipe mon fait training local, théorie après, moi j'ai besoin de la Réunion pour faire training practical.
With the institution he mentioned, the Reunion one, he did local, and then he had to go to Reunion to do on the site training also.
Practical.
Practical.
Practical on site training.
Yes.
Voilà, ça des morceaux qui m'ont fait dans Coccill explosive.
This is the two qualifications that he got.
So let's move into his role. What were your responsibilities during your service in the force?
Qui aussi ou bonne responsabilité pendant les temps qui aussi dans service.
Particularly that required or drew upon his training in explosives.
Particulièrement qui tenait pour faire avec l'explosif.
Well, patchy service, ban training qui m'en a fait. Le ban training qui m'en a fait à l'étranger. Ban service tout pour trainer aucune personne ici.
The training that he got overseas were never used locally
Locally,
in regards to explosive.
explosive.
Can you explain on that? Why? What does he mean?
Il demande quoi couper men qui pratiquent servi localement.
Il va servir localement. Il y en a un personnellement pour faire training explosive ou besoin en possession explosive.
He said that what he meant is that for you to do this type of training, you had to have explosives on hand.
Même personnellement, je déjà écrit pour gagner l'autorisation pour gagner la licence pour blasting, code me prendre en possession.
He said that he personally did ask for a license for him to get permission to have explosive for blasting purposes.
Raison derrière ça,
Reason behind that was
c'est explosif qui vend Cccl et que la police vous besoin cet explosif pour capable.
said that reason behind that were Cccl was selling explosives and
Pour caster ça pour besoin d'une licence.
for you to be able to buy these explosives, you had to have a license for it.
What was that license called?
Comment est sa licence s'appelait?
Licence pour capable gagner pour capable à la explosive Cccl pour servir pour qui purpose pour service à la licence.
The license was for you to be able to buy it from Cccl and the purpose for it to be used.
Yes.
Ça pas jamais accepté.
It was never accepted.
What does he mean? It was never accepted?
Ki ou men pa jamais
Well, moi pas
accepted.
gagne réponse mon demande.
I never received an answer to my demand.
Does he mean he never received an answer to his request for a license for blasting?
Ça veut dire ou pas gagne jamais réponse pour ou request pour gagner.
Oui.
Correct.
And who did you make the application to?
Commissioner of Police.
In what year was that?
Appel zo mais l'année moi appel à cause.
I do not recall the exact date, but maybe the year.
Yes.
Ouais, il est 4 décembre 2009.
4th of December 2009.
So around that date is when you applied to the Commissioner of Police for a blasting license.
Oui.
Correct.
And you never ever received
No.
an application.
No.
Did you follow up on that?
Non, moi pas suivre.
No, I did not.
Are you aware of whether they received the application?
Est-ce que au courant si
Non,
vous
moi pas
avez une
connaître
application?
recevoir.
I would not know about that.
Where did you take the application to?
Application est passe petit CEO pour transfert pour commissionnaire.
It went through the CEO to the Commissioner of Police.
Okay, let's go back to my earlier question where I was asking about your role and responsibilities in the 45 years of service.
Ou rôle Cuban responsabilité pendant ça 45.
Could you clarify if you played any role in relation to explosives in the country, whether it's inspection, escorts, disposal, or anything of that nature?
Moi pas jamais fait escorte explosive.
I've never done any escort with regards to explosives.
Yes.
Moment qui m'observe mon expérience explosive qui n'arrivait, moi quand y appelé les temps explosifs in gagné des unattended low side.
The moment I was called for my experience with regards to explosive is the moment that explosives were left unattended on sites.
Sorry, can you explain what you mean?
J'explique ça.
Un incident est arrivé,
An incident happened.
Baron,
An incident happened at Barbaron,
côté un mineur, un blaster,
where one blaster
Yes.
tient salle son bantou qui tient fouillé,
had prepared his holes that he had dug,
plusieurs tours qui tient fouillé, pas un seul tour.
several holes he had dug.
Monsieur a appelé pour le voir.
I was asked to go and see.
Moment où tu as voulu abattre, je tiens fini de l'ordre, mais seulement pas de commis de détonateur avec.
When I arrived there, they had already loaded the hose, but the detonator had not been used yet.
Et deuxième incident qui me rappelle, encore, c'est arrivé,
The second incident that I remember,
c'est une certaine quantité explosive qui public qui trouvait beau vallon.
there was a certain quantity of explosive that the public had found at Beauvallon.
Tu as de la police.
They alerted the police about it.
Là, je suis demandé par CEO
I was asked by the CEO
pour moi à voir ça explosive.
to go and look at the explosives.
Et là, quand je suis tiré ça explosive, je retourne avec le camp PSS, le camp SSU.
I had to remove the explosive from there and return with them at the SSU camp.
Et il y a aussi un incident qui est arrivé, côte Blaster, encore même affaire, c'est une 3 l'autre c'est explosif, mais n'a pas de détonateur, que nous retournons avec côte PSSW.
Another incident is a blaster had filled 3/4 of the holes, but they did not have any detonator. They had to bring it to the SSU camp.
Oui. Il a pété ta main, il courait, moi, il vient voir ça.
And I was called by the armory officer to have a look at it.
Il a tout le monde besoin de démonter à présent.
I had to dismantle the explosive.
Ça, il rôle qui mange explosif, il y en a dans Paris.
These are roles that I played whenever there are incidents involving explosives.
And who else in the police force that you're aware of that have been trained in handling and dealing in explosives?
Lesquels encore officiers qui connaissent qui ont training pour deal d'explosifs?
Il y en a, moi-même, je m'ai tombé, Désiré Boniface.
There is myself, one Désiré Boniface.
Yes.
Un ancien garde qui quitté, il y a pas vivant seulement.
An ex-police officer who has left the force.
Nous sommes à USA.
We went to the USA together.
And during your 45 years in the service, are you aware of any established practice or protocols or policies within the force for monitoring the quantity and condition of explosives that commercial operators have, commercial or industrial operators have in the country?
Ici, dans l'État, dans Kaye, est-ce qu'il y a aucun protocole, ou soit policy, ou soit establish, mesures qui établi, qui gouverne policy, avec explosifs qui gagnent servi commerce, d'une façon commerciale?
Peut-être moi tu peux finir répondre ça moi sur ben directement cause explosive.
He said that he had not finished answering the previous question with
Sure.
regards to other person
People-
that were trained in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Continue that
Okay.
first.
Il y a un groupe qui est avec moi à la réunion.
He said that there was a group that went with him to Reunion.
Encore moi appelé il y a 16 ans maintenant,
Sergeant Mania
avec Constable Reddy.
and Constable already.
Anyone else?
Non, je ne peux pas appeler à cause de c'est longtemps.
I will not recall all the names because it was so long ago.
I know I asked that question, but we'll park it for now. Are you familiar with the blasters? Who are the blasters in Seychelles? Do you know them?
Familier avec ban mine, lesquels autres?
Non, je ne suis pas pour familier avec les mineurs, en vu que moi, tu n'as pas rien pour faire avec les mineurs.
No, I would not be familiar with
Any of the
any
blasters.
blasters because I did not have anything to do with blasters.
To do with them? Sure. We go back to my other question that we
Mais
asked.
plusieurs blasters, mon tour, les opinions de PSSW, viennent joindre garde.
He only knew about them when they came to seek assistance with regards to explosive at the PMU camp.
And who does he know? Does he recall any of them?
Ou appel aucun autre qui vient with
Si je pour rappel, il y a dès que je connais une pasteur, oui,
he knows two of them, but they've passed away.
après il y a un des autres qui me conduit le figuier, qui est encore vivant, mais je ne pas conduire en ligne, qui ne pas connecté avec
Yeah.
les autres.
He knows two others, maybe by sight, but not their names.
Et moi, je connais aussi M. Hostin qui est code Cccl, ça l'est qui est code PSSW.
He knew also Mr. Austin, who was at CCL when he was at PMU.
Bien.
PMU.
Si tu as l'autre étranger, l'apparence un peu mal bas, mais c'est moi qui tiens Mauricien.
He knows another one, a foreigner with Indian trait, but he thinks he was Mauritian.
Cependant, training qui a fait concernant explosif, ou bien il y en a maman qui connaît explosif, je peux dire oui, c'est un moment qui m'a dit que PSSW.
I would think there were other officers that were trained in regards to explosives, and that was the time that
Con explosif,
they know about explosive, and that was the time that I was at PMU.
But he doesn't recall who those officers were.
Pas rappel, c'est mal lesquels autres.
non, trop beaucoup de gardes qui allaient faire explosif. Tous les jours, sans un garde pour faire explosif. Tu n'as pas un
There were many of them that went to deal with explosive. Every day there were officers going.
Mais comment y a mo connais autres qu'on explosif? Le forme en plusieurs marques explosives.
The way I know that those officers knew about explosive is on the form there were different types of explosive recorded.
Et les mots voient autres que ça qui est explosif que pièce SW. La montée en question me demande lesquels ça est, lesquels ça est.
And whenever I saw them with a carton of explosives, I would ask them, what is this type of explosive? How do you then differentiate from one to the other?
Et je gagne advice aussi qu'il y en a explosifs, tu as besoin de garder à votre disposition, pas mettre ensemble, ou mieux pas de blaster tout le temps que blaster par les gens.
They were also advised that there were types of explosives that were that had to be kept in their possession and do not give loosely to blasters unless it should be given.
So let's go back to my original question, or maybe I'll ask you, other than yourself and Mr. Desiree Boniface and the other officers you went to the USA with, are you aware of any local training programs in the Republic of Seychelles?
Non, moi pas connaître. Non.
I wouldn't know.
No? And none that deal with handling and dealing in explosives?
Non, moi pas connaître.
No, I wouldn't.
You don't know, or there aren't any that were during your time?
Ou pas connaît, ou soit tu n'as pas dans l'état qui tu gagnes aucun training locally or.
Non, moi pas connaître à cause moment qui nous tient à l'USA, tiens militaires, soldats qui sont avec nous aussi tout. Moi pas connaître si les autres côtés ils tiennent sa training, mais moi tiens déconnecté avec militaires.
He said that I wouldn't know because at the time that they went to USA, there were army officers that went with them, but he wouldn't know what were their dealings with regards to explosives because he was disconnected from them. He didn't know what they were doing.
Mais pour le côté PSSW, non, nous pas faire. Moi pas faire personnellement.
But for the PSSW, they didn't do any training in that regard.
So for the duration of the time that he was at PSSW, none of the officers had done any training in explosives?
Pendant le temps qu'il était là-bas, côté PSSW, n'a pas aucun officier qui t'ait fait any training with
Mais moi
regards.
déjà dit il y a OAG avec Mania.
Yeah, other than those
No.
officers?
Non.
No. So all the officers that you said were going out every day dealing with explosives, they were not trained?
Non, je pas très explosif. Mais je connais non explosif.
They were not trained officially with explosive, but they knew the different types, the different names and types of explosives.
How did they know the types of explosives?
Comment les autres connaissent différents explosifs?
Personnellement, nous bon seniors qui plupart nous qui comptent avant explosif, nous pour dire sign.
The seniors, including himself, would instruct the other officers about the different types of explosives.
So which unit was dealing? Which unit of the police force was dealing with the explosives, dealing with handling, processing the explosives?
Qui unit de la police qui deal avec
I know the ultimate office is the Commissioner of Police, but who was assisting the Commissioner?
Je ne sais pas connaître le passé commissionnaire.
I wouldn't know.
And PSSW, were they dealing with explosives, that as a unit?
Oui, PSSW
Yes,
qui est
yes.
Yes, they were.
Okay. And I'll go back to the original question I asked earlier about whether you're aware of any protocols or the practice for monitoring what explosives were in the country, particularly those that were in the possession of the commercial operators, the quantities, the quality, the condition, etc.
Non, non, je ne connais pas ça, non.
I would not know about this.
Okay. So you're not aware that there was any practice or policy where you checked on the commercial operators?
Non, 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 pas qu'on dit tout ça.
No, I would not know about this.
Mais moi, je connais pour dire PSSW qui tire al scott explosive, amène explosive.
I only know that it was PSSW that escorted explosives and bring explosives.
Escorted the explosives from the port?
Oui,
Yes.
look.
Okay.
From the port, yes.
But you don't have any knowledge about how they did it, what they did?
Non, je
No.
ne connais
No.
I wouldn't know about that.
And did you ever visit any of the commercial operators like CCCL, UCPS?
Est-ce qu'on déjà visite aucun l'endroit qui serve explosive commercial?
C'est l'endroit qu'on visite, c'est côte CCCL.
The only commercial place dealing with explosive I visited was CCCL.
Do you remember when that was?
Non, je ne peux pas rappeler, mais je me rappelle, mon maximum de sortie cause USA qui force moi à voir comment il y a un explosif de container.
I do not recall, but when he came back from the training in USA, that kind of forced him to go and look how they were keeping the explosive there, storing it.
And during your visit, what did you observe of how they were keeping the explosives?
Qui ont-ils remarqué là-bas la façon qu'ils ont typé store ça un explosif?
Bon, moi, je suis visiter la base d'explosif qui est vraiment séparé bien.
He said that he found that the place was very well kept, where the explosives were, well isolated.
What does he mean? Well kept and well isolated?
Qui ont bien préparé et même bien séparé.
Tu vois détonateur d'un côté, dynamite d'un côté, fuse d'un autre côté, pour pouvoir cortex d'un autre côté.
The different types of materials he has mentioned were stacked together.
Okay. I know you said you don't recall when that was, but roughly the year?
Non, je ne peux pas rappeler. Non.
I would not recall.
More than 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago?
Je suis sorti en 2009, mais ils m'ont imaginé dans n'était 2009 qui m'ont retourné.
He came back 2009. It would have been around that time.
Around 2009, okay. And at that time, when you visited CCCL premises, what was there in terms of the explosives, the magazine, wherever they were kept, what was there? What did you observe?
Huge observer, let out a lab
Le mwen chan la explosive ci des la ci met the container.
They were containing the container.
They were in container.
inside.
The container.
How many?
Ci na des containers sans moment qui ça li tant qui moment ci ko pièces la.
At the time, there were 2 containers.
This was around 2009. There were 2 containers.
Oui.
Yeah.
Correct.
And is there anything else you can remember about those
Ça
containers?
container ci fence, okay? Ci dans fence.
The container was fenced
Ik barreau.
with a gate around it.
Yes.
Seul quelque chose que tu manques, que moi je fais recommandation avec, c'est qu'ils ont n'a pas babois et les lots sont finis quand ça finit sur ban.
The only thing missing, and he advised them about, was a barbed wire fencing over the container, on top of the container,
Oui.
On top of the container or the fence?
Fence.
Above the fence.
Yes, and anything else?
Non, ça moment pas encore vraiment introduit le système caméra.
At the time, they had not introduced the CCTV camera.
Yes.
Ça remarque que dans ça ban moment que moi tu peux pièces établies.
This is what he noticed at the time.
And did he talk to them about the cameras?
Non, parce qu'on vient propriétaire caméra. Ça ban moment.
The CCTV camera was not popular in Seychelles at the time.
At the time. Okay. So he spoke to them only about the barbed wire.
Which causes
Oui.
exotlosis, barbed wire. Correct.
Is there anything else that they observed? And
Non, but it was of 9.
where exactly were those containers, the 2 containers you saw
Côté
at that time?
c'était exactement la bande.
C'est juste par là où l'office, parce que même l'office tout le temps là de bosser mais et continuer ci par là où code ban matériaux even.
Yeah, the container were situated further inside the premises, whilst after the offices.
So when you drive in the gate, on the left or the right was
Côté gauche, côté droite.
C'est pour drive down gate ou pour well, directement pour comme ça, il tombe dans le côté droit.
It would be on the right
On the
side
right.
of the premises.
And at that time that you were inspecting the premises, did you go inside the containers?
Oui, oui.
Yes, I did.
And what did you observe inside the
Which
containers?
observe on the container.
Et pour pas mon déjà dit que moi hier je postais ça ban explosive de container.
Look at that.
Que moi hier je garde ça ban explosive de container c'est pas.
As I explained, the different type of explosive were stacked well together.
And does he recall what explosives they had at that time?
Vous rappelez quelle qualité d'explosifs au Tchana?
C'est un détonateur,
There were detonators,
cortex,
cortex,
jet ignite,
gel ignite.
oui. Ça te voit que moi appelle, qui tu dans sa container qui m'a visité.
Those are
C'est un commercial.
those are the 3 types I remember.
And do you remember who was working there at that time? Who did you engage with when you visited CCCL premises?
Lequel qui tu deal avec à l'état là où tu là-bas.
Lesquels que je dis là avec, je sorti avec garde qui appelle Scott pour point explosif que Cccl, même au moment l'exode, moi je l'exode pas le voir. Moi hier ça deployment, issuing of ammunition.
There were a group of officers that were going there for escort, so I went with them to observe how it was done.
Okay. La salle de blaster peut dire quatre explosifs, il peut prendre, qui tient des armes à kilo papier de sa forme. Okay.
Then the blaster told the officers what type of explosive that he needed on that day. That was already on the form.
Et la salle dit que Cccl, il peut prendre ça explosif qui ça blaster qui n'ordre, il vous donne autres, un par un et compter devant sa garde.
Then the Cccl workers would select the explosive being requested and give them one by one. To the guard, to the police officer.
What does he mean, give them to the police officer?
Qui ou mena dit donne avec ses officiers.
Like tire au chef, il fait ainsi, donne sa officiers à la police, pour voir quelle quantité peut donner sa officiers à la police, c'est que ça blaster, il met dans qu'est-ce que pas là.
Okay. Whenever it was taken from the shelves, it was given to the police officer so that he would note the amount that was being given, and then given to the blaster to put in the container that they would be going with.
So it was given to, was he holding it or just shown to him?
Existe montrer soit chaque officier prend dans la main, il attrape.
Oui, il montrait et sa officiers fait ainsi compter, ça blaster il prend il met dans qu'est-ce que pas là avec.
It was shown to the officer, he would counter check against the form and what was being requested for, and then the blaster would place it in the container that they were going on site with.
So this was when he was doing the inspection, this was at the same time that he witnessed this. Did he personally witness what he's saying?
Oui, ça je tu vois ça.
Yes, he personally witnessed.
Okay. So you witnessed them also doing the escort for the blasting?
Oui.
Yes.
Yes,
and
I did.
After they showed them the explosives one by one and gave them to the blaster, then what?
Et quand tu mets de sa pièce, il ferme, il n'y a pas de lock, il lock.
The container was placed was locked. There was a small padlock, and they took it with them for the blasting.
And what role did he play? Was he just watching?
Ou tu peux observer?
Oui, moi.
You were just watching.
Voir qui m'a sa distribution explosive.
I was observing how the distribution of the explosive were being done between the the Cccl officers and the guards and the blaster.
What else did he observe? What else did you observe?
Est-ce qu'il y a des autres sorties, les autres femmes de la porte, là, mon cul de mon descend, non.
I would leave after they got out of the container and lock the doors. I would go back to my quarters.
So you left?
Oui, mon cul de
And you left your officers there?
Oui, ensemble avec Blaster, mon tenue au capier.
Yes, I left them together with the blaster, and I would go back on foot to the headquarters.
And at that time, did he have any concern with the way they were doing things?
Tu n'as aucun concern la façon que tu observes quelque chose tu peux faire ça l'état?
Non.
No, nothing at all.
Did you ever go back to the CCCL premises after that once?
Non, pendant encore.
No, I never went there again.
And do you know whether they complied with your advice to put the barbed wire on top of the fence?
Oui, j'admets.
Yes, they placed the barbed wire there.
And how did you know that?
Come
Et moi, je comprends ça. C'est que, en vue mon instructeur, tous les jours, nous faisons ça la route, soit taille ou même assez, et là, on passe la semaine pour trouver que ça contenait.
He said that in view that he was an instructor at PMU, he would often do trainings of either running, jogging, or walking, and the place where the containers were could be viewed from the main road, and he could observe that it had been done.
I will give Mr. Ruko a chance to ask questions.
Bonjour, estimatori.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Estimatori, Vicky Uji, unal training USA. Si on gagne un qualify,
Oui.
on gagne certificat, on a la réunion et outil demande un license pour capable d'acheter exclusive pour performer training.
Oui.
Mr. Wuko, in view that you said that you went for training USA and Reunion, you were qualified and received your certificate, and you even asked for a license for you to deal with explosive.
Oui.
Yes, correct.
Est-ce que ça ou dit gagne refusé non? Ou bien pas gagne 13?
Pendant 13.
You said that was refused. Your request was refused, or either not entertained. Correct.
Il pas un découragement hein?
Was that not a discouragement?
Oui, il va pour décourager.
Sure.
Et après explosion Cccl, vu qu'on a bonne qualification ou une expertise explosive, ou tu retired à l'état 2023.
After the explosion at CCCL, you had, in view that you had qualifications in a certain degree of explosion dealings, you had already retired at the time of the explosion.
Oui.
Correct?
Est-ce que la police volontairement request ou expertise pour assister les autres là-bas?
Did the police request your expertise to help out after the explosion, to assist?
Non.
No, they did not.
Si les autres demandent où tu peux aller?
Oui.
If they had requested, would you have gone
Oui.
to help out? Yes, I would.
Oui, qu'il en est où tu exit sorti Potro, on dit PMU, SSW, transfert, qu'il en est?
Which year did you left SSU?
Pas pour vraiment rappeler quelle année moi qui quitte Potro, qui t'appelle Potro aujourd'hui.
I would not remember the exact year. I left.
C'est peut-être la police pour des plus bonnes positions pour dire comment tu transfères. Il moment qu'il est moitié sorti comme député CEO. Quand tu as appointé CEO.
I wouldn't know the exact date or year. The police would be having this information. And the time I left was when I was transferred from deputy CEO to CEO.
Ce moment,
Who was CEO at the time?
c'est M. Oku qui est CEO.
Mr. Wuku.
M. Guy Oku qui est devant moi, moi qui suis député.
Mr. Wuku, you're the Wuku I'm referring to.
Si 2013,
Moi pas pour appeler qui là.
oui,
Was
2013,
that 2013?
Moi pas pour appeler qui
I
là.
do not recall the year.
Mais mon rappel, M. Oku qui est devant moi, qui est CEO. Moi qui suis député, il est en affaires centrales, moi qui prends place CEO. Après ça, on transfert venu.
I recall very well that Mr. Wuku sitting here in front of me was CEO. I was a deputy, and Mr. Wuku yourself was transferred to Central, and I was promoted to CEO.
si 2013, à cause de sortie un derrière l'autre,
It was 2013 because it happened simultaneously.
ou pas quoi, avec toute expertise, chez Uchana, ou anti-riot, weapon training, explosive, ou gagner tiré sans justification et remplacé par les autres CEO qui ne connaissent rien dans riot, anti-riot, ni explosive, ni weapon training.
Don't you think that having expertise in anti-riot, explosive, and weapon training to be to be removed and replaced by somebody who doesn't know anything with regards to the anti-riot, explosive and weapon training experience? Do you think it is a normal situation?
Non, pas normal.
No, it is not normal.
Je dis, moi, pas normal à cause un CEO, PSW, s'il arrive un riot, lui qui besoin d'une commande, quand vous dites physique, si nécessaire, quand vous dites gaz et les autres items, lui qui a la responsabilité pour son homme, pour dire sa situation.
Would you agree with me that the CEO is in command when to give instructions when to use weapons, when to command anything to do with weapon training and all that, that to be removed from his position?
It is fact.
Oui. Oui. Moi, manqué mon petit code PSSW, it must de sa procédure.
This is what happened when I was there.
Okay, that's all.
No more questions? Mr. Rocco? Mr. Rocco? No more questions?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Monsieur Matombe, tu fais un request pour gagner licence comme un blaster.
Oui.
Tu as les autres gens qui peuvent gagner accorder un licence pour venir blaster ça l'état dans CCL?
Ms. Oko, when you made your request for you to become a blaster, to get a license to do blasting, and your request was refused, were there other people being given these licenses at the time?
Well, au niveau de la police, non. Peut-être de civiliens.
Civilians, maybe, but not at the level of police officers.
Est-ce que au courant si tu as besoin de faire training avant qu'ils ont une licence pour venir blaster?
Are you aware that they needed to have a training in blasting before?
Non, petit compte.
Non, zot pa ti bezon, soit non pa konen si zot ti bezwen.
Zot ti pou besoin, mais moi pas connaître si zot ti fait training, et côté nous fait training.
They needed a training in blasting, but I do not know if they did, or if they did, where they did those trainings.
Un deza, pendant le travail qu'on peut faire, gagne demander ou l'opinion soit ou advice de situation l'explosive de Cccl, généralement.
Have you ever been asked your opinion, your expertise on the situation in regards to explosives in Seychelles?
Non?
Never.
Qui est l'observation personnelle de l'explosion le 7 décembre 2023?
What is your personal observations with regards to the explosion that happened on the 6th, 7th December 2003?
Répète ça, s'il vous plaît.
Qui est l'observation sur l'opinion de l'explosion le 7 décembre 2023? Si on a un là, si on a l'opinion.
Non, moi, pour n'a pas l'opinion. À cause moi, pour n'a pas l'opinion, moi, c'est cascade.
I would not have an opinion on that. The reason I do not have an opinion is I reside at Cascade.
Les motifs arrêtent de travail dans la police.
When I left the police force,
Mon petit demande que la police pour moi réserve sa numéro de téléphone qui est à mon disposition, ce qu'on vous a dit.
I requested from the police for me to keep the exact phone number that I have until now.
À mon esprit qui et mon expertise qui peut-être la police trouve besoin de moi à un certain moment. Et trouve facile de compter numéro pour cette
In my mind, I was thinking, and through my expertise, I would have thought that maybe the police would one day need my assistance with regards to what happened on.
So, est-ce que vous pouvez dire, nous pouvons dire, on appelle l'opinion à cause peut-être tout parti gagne appelé, ou soit, ou juste, ou pas faire une analyse dans l'esprit même, quoi qu'il est capable d'arriver le 7 décembre.
Are you saying that you don't have an opinion because you were not called by the police, or you yourself have not did some analysis on your opinion on what happened on the 6th to 7th of December?
Non, on n'a pas aucune opinion là.
I would not
Pour
have.
incident. Non.
No, I would not have any opinion with regards to this incident of the 6th, 7th December.
La dernière question. Pendant les temps couchés dans PSSW, après qu'il vienne pas trop,
During the time that you were with SSW, now put through,
est-ce que tu connais pour dire il y a la loi Cccl
do you know that there was a law in Seychelles
qui est appelée Explosives Act?
that is called Explosive Acts,
Après, il y a une régulation
together with its regulations,
qui met obligation à plusieurs dimon ou soit entité
that puts obligations on several persons or entities
qui soit handle, store, soit bouse explosive.
with regards to storing, move explosives.
En effet, le bon dimon qui fait n'importe quelle activité reliée avec l'explosif.
In fact, on anybody that does activities in regards to explosives. Were you aware that this law existed?
Oui, moi, je passe la suivre.
Yes, I'm aware.
Et voilà la raison que moi, fait sa demande. Pour moi, on a un license blasting avec un matériel explosif local.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm familiar with the law. This is why I made a request for to have a license in regards to explosives dealings.
Ok, c'est tout. Merci.
Mr. Matombe, we have no more questions for you. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Merci,
Merci.
madame.
This marks the close of our session for this morning. We will resume at 13 hours for our next witness. Thank you.